everyone, once again, this is Aya Jackson. Welcome to the World Changers Parenting channel. And on today's podcast, I have someone special, someone amazing to introduce to you today. She's going to be talking with us on parenting. Her name is Noor, and I'm so excited. I don't know if you can feel it, but I am excited. Thank you so much for honoring me. Thank you for accepting to be on this podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So, we would like to meet with you. Tell us about yourself, your background, how many children you have, how many child you've got, because I know you have one son.
Yeah. So, my name is Noor. I'm currently working with Islamic Society of South Australia, and I have one son. He's 2 years, 1 month now, and I'm here living in South Australia with my husband and him. There's the three of us.
Wow. How long ago did you say you've been in South Australia or in Australia?
South Australia. I've always been Adelaide since
Okay.
I came here in 2018.
Wow. Okay. Seeing that we're all migrants in Australia, it's very heartwarming for me because I know that Australia is an open continent that accepts everybody in, and it feels like a small village where we are all connecting and getting to know each other. And knowing you has really been it's been a very big advantage for me. I've learned so much, and I really thank God for meeting you. So today we're talking about parenting as a mom of a toddler.
Yes. So what do you want to know?
Yes, being a mom of a toddler, how has that journey been for you?
Firstly, as you rightly said, as a migrant, it's definitely not an easy journey. Let alone being, I would say being a migrant itself is already challenging, and then having to go through the process of giving birth your child here, and then living as a migrant on your own, just you and your husband, and then managing a toddler.
Yes.
It's definitely challenging.
Yes.
That's when you need to be creative, and you need to understand yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and know how you can actually creatively help this little human being
Yes.
understand his world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I love what you said about knowing yourself, because a lot of people, get into either marriage or parenting, really when you have not gotten a hold of yourself, you're all over the place. It's going to be hard managing another human being. So I think that's a really important point. Has there been any challenge for you, on this journey?
I think in this journey, what is challenging for me is to discover my own strengths and limitation. Because when we talk about parenting, we're always talking about what we read in the book, what people told us, how to parent, how to take care of your child and whatnot. I'm not saying that all of that is not good. We need to hear advice from people. We need to read for knowledge. But at the same time, we also need to understand ourselves, because as a parent, especially as a new parent, somewhat like alone in your country. I'm not alone in the meaning that you don't have your parents with you, you don't have your siblings with you. First and foremost, you need to understand and you need to know what is it that inside me that I need to identify when I know I need help. And the challenging part is discovering it, because we thought when we come into parenting, we're always ready. Or we know this, we know that. Then suddenly, this little human being is given to us, and we were like, no, this is not what I read. This is not what is happening.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Wow. You're mentioning what I'm hearing you saying. It sounds like, because for myself, coming from Africa, we have a huge support system. Our neighbor is a parent to me. my auntie, my uncle is a parent to me, because when they come into our home, when I go out to the compound to play, if I'm doing something wrong, there's somebody correcting me. There's somebody who is definitely going to report me to my mom or my
There's
dad.
a lot of eyes around.
Yes. And that's not present. That's not happening here in Australia. So when I hear you say, you know, having the absence of that support system kind of like make you lean into your own strength and say, okay, what can I do to really make things easier, better for myself, parenting in this environment? Okay, so I just want to know, is the cost of giving birth in Australia very expensive? Like, what's the maternal healthcare pattern in terms of maybe a pregnant woman who wants to give birth? Is it very expensive to give birth in Australia?
I think one thing that is good here in Australia, because the process is all free, and it's all funded by the government, and I think that's the plus point. Of course, this is my first child, and I bear him here in Australia, so I don't really have experience back in my home country.
Yes.
But I think back in my home country, what sets it apart is because we are, although I come from Singapore, where there's actually 4 ethnicities, and we are rooted in our tradition. So although we go to the hospitals, there will be nurses who are of our cultural background as well. They will give medical advice, but at the same time you will hear some traditional advice as well. So you don't hear all that here. You don't get all that here.
Absolutely.
It's really medical advice, and then you have to figure it out yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, the event I went for, the African Women's Federation, were talking about how it looks like they give the women, the first thing they give them is a cup of cold water.
Yes.
And unlike in Africa, you get warm drinks, warm tea.
Yes.
So the cultural shock.
It was. My mom was like screaming, "Cold water? No!" I said, then I don't have option. That's what they give. And I'm thirsty. I have to drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So that's another aspect, the cultural aspect of raising, of being a new mom.
Even take care of your own body.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's different.
Yes. You have to always look out for yourself.
Yes. Yes, definitely. That's definitely. And then that's the other challenge as well. You have this baby here that you have to take care, and then you have to take care of your own body as well. It's not that you can't get help from friends to maybe have a massage or take care of your body, but it's different. It's really different.
And if you have to pay for those things, they'll be charging in big things that you get for free back at home.
Yeah.
So how have you really been able to adjust over, you know, from having an infant to having a toddler? I know when you first have your infant, sleepless nights, crying nights. What's the difference between having a toddler and an infant?
I think the sleepless night is still there. It's not as intense as when he was an infant. He still wakes up at night, and and now his habit is he wants to sleep in between me and my husband. And he, of course, toddler, he will just go all over the bed and just hit us on the face, and so that's the sleepless night part of the toddler.
Yes.
I think what different right now is because he is now learning to talk. He's learning to communicate what he wants, what he doesn't want. He knows how to say, "I just want to cuddle." He knows what to say. Of course, he knows how to say no. Definitely. Yes is hardly. And because of the difference of the way we can communicate, and I think that makes it even better. Rather than he's just sitting there crying and I don't even know what he wants, he can say at least what he wants.
It's amazing. It sounds like you don't have so much toddler tantrum going on.
Oh, I'm telling you, I have every single morning almost. like this morning, something happened this morning. Yesterday was the worst. He doesn't want to go for a shower because I need to send him to a childcare. But this morning was a bit better, but he still doesn't want to go to a shower. So I was trying to distract him by playing with Hey Siri.
Yeah.
So my phone.
Yes.
So we're like, Hey Siri, can you play the sound of a tiger? So he was like, he got excited. So I was like, okay, maybe this is the time I'm trying to get the idea to go to the shower to him. Then he was like, okay, shall we go shower now? Siri wants you to go to shower. Then he said, no. He still doesn't want to go to the shower.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, I don't want to go through yesterday's tantrum again. Okay, let's see. Hey Siri, can you please ask my son to go to shower? And Siri did.
Ooh.
Siri actually, okay, I'm going to send message to son to go to shower. Then my son, when
It's gonna find it
he was like,
amusing.
then he looked at me, shower. Then he wants to go to the shower. I was like,
Because he had someone else's voice.
I think Siri just gave birth to you and not me. Then we had no tantrum.
Wow.
Thanks to Siri.
Being able to really know, how to be playful, not
Yes.
being too serious with them.
Yeah.
It works.
I think it's a long journey for me to learn that. Because as a person, I grew up in a family where this is the time of the day where you go to shower, this is the time of the day where you have your breakfast, and then after breakfast, this, always scheduled.
Yes.
So having your own child, you thought that, I can implement the same schedule.
Yes.
But no, kids nowadays are different.
Yes.
You cannot. So it's always about negotiating. So that's what I said in the beginning. It's understanding your own strength and limitation. So it's breaking the barrier inside my own self of having to have that schedule. So now I learned that having a toddler, my schedule is based on him.
Yes. Wow. And I think it takes a huge level of humility to actually come to that point, because like you said, you are coming with a preconception of how things can be or should be, but this child changes it for you.
Yeah, he messed up everything.
Yes, I think it takes a huge level of humility, and it shows how much as a person you're willing to adapt, to change, to grow. And for me, giving birth actually changed me for one, to be honest, because it was when I gave birth I realized that okay, there are a lot of things that I need to work on, and I began to work on myself. So, and that's how I actually came about this changes parenting thing, because I believe that parenting has a way of changing you.
Yes, definitely. If you have that thought in mind, I like that concept. You will not be so adamant to mold your child to be who you think is the best. But you have this, of course, every human being, we have our whole set of moral line,
Yes.
moral understanding, cultural understanding. We impart that in way of playful manner, in a way of how we live our daily life. For me, at this moment in time when he's still a toddler, I'm not that hard into trying to make him do what I'm doing.
Yes.
But I'm in the process of getting him experience the joy of doing what I'm doing, the joy of being who I am. So
Just being present.
Just being present. If he see that, my mom is happy being, for example, my mom is happy being this cultural person. My mom is happy doing this. My mom is happy doing this ritual. So it's happy place. So he will grow up and see that culture, that practice, that ritual is actually something joyful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. I hear you say we all have our moral lines. When it comes to morality, values, what's your stance in terms of parenting?
My go-to is composure, because in my religion, composure, patience is the recipe for success. So as a parent, your reaction is the first reaction that your child will see. Whether you're supposed to show anger, or you're supposed to show disgust, or you're supposed to show happiness, they learn from that. So there are moments where the immediate reaction is, I just want to scream.
Yes.
But having that thought that no, success means we need to teach him to pause, to know how to pause in whatever emotions that he's having and think. So composure. So for me, in whatever emotions that I'm having and whatever tantrum situation that he has, he's showing, composure is important. You will not see any reaction in terms of emotion from me. You will just see calmness. That's what I want him to see. That's what I want him to learn, because he will grow up in a world where I'm not sure how this world is going to be in another 5-10 years. Whether it's going to be more chaotic or what. He needs to be calm and composed in whatever reaction that he's going to show.
Wow. That is phenomenal, honestly, because not everybody thinks that way. Not everybody understands it that way, because that is emotional intelligence in parenting, being able to understand emotions and leverage it to whatever situation. And I'm happy that you're already thinking about the future, because 10 years ago we didn't know pandemic was coming. We didn't know a lot of things was going to happen, and it seems like it's getting worse by the day. So when you think about the future, what do you think a parent needs to do right at this point in time in history to be able to lay that foundation for their child's future?
I think the best foundation at this point in time as a parent, we need to provide our children the understanding of what is right and how they can actually be part of that righteousness. And I'm not saying about religion, I'm not saying about certain ideology. I'm saying about the basic human understanding of what is good. That is the first and foremost thing that as a parent we need to impart on our child. And for that to happen, the household, the environment of the home itself must be of that basic, must be of that understanding, there must be a good collaboration between parents and child, between husband and wife, a good communication between husband and wife, so that the child sees that although the world is chaotic outside, my house, my home is where I seek refuge. So as a parent in this new world, we need to create that home for our child.
Wow. Honestly, I'm taking so much away. The home should be a peace heaven. The home should be the place where the child can come into and feel they can open up, they're at rest, they can be reset. In that sense. I think it's really, really important. I really want to continue with this conversation, but I know that I'm gonna eat into your time. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you.
I would like us to do this again. Maybe sometime in the future we can. We can. I look forward to
And it's a pleasure
that.
to have this conversation with you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Before we go, what is one thing you like parents to hold on to, to validate what they are doing as parents, because sometimes it feels like there's no reward. Sometimes it feels like that. So what message would you like to pass on?
I think for parents out there, being a parent is definitely not easy. You just chill and know that you are doing enough. Don't compare other people's experience with your experience. Your child is your world. Take this as if you are learning how to live from your child while being their pillar on showing them how to live as well.
Thank you so much. That's really phenomenal. Once again, just to appreciate you, I have something little to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It's really been amazing having you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, this will be a wrap. I'll see you again one more time. Bye.
Bye.